up, everyone? So, I explained in the previous video that I'm making some piston head characters, and I have a variety of old engines that I've been kind of keeping for just parts, but I've never used for a while. This is not one of them. This is one that I got in the same batch as the other batch of just random engines some dude was giving away. So, what this is either a 3 or a 5 horsepower Briggs. I want to say it's a 3. Not really sure. It didn't come with the cover. Common problem with this guy. But something that he did tell me is this came off of a rototiller. So I'm hoping it's 5. At least the majority of them are 5. But it stopped working, and he didn't understand why. He took it to the shop. The shop said there was something wrong with the time, something internal. They quoted him like a horrendous amount. He didn't want to pay that much. He went over to Harbor Freight, put in a different engine, and here we are. So, I probably could get this running. I have an extra faceplate, but I'm still gonna have to take it apart anyway, and I don't really want to keep it, to be honest. I mean, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's a 3.5, and I don't have a reason to keep it. If it has a bad cam in it, which could be the reason why it has bad timing, or a stripped gear on the crank, or very well as simple as a strip key, then, but he said internal. Granted, who knows what that means with some of the people that I talked to. Some of the repair people is kind of saying some random price. I'm assuming it's because they don't want to actually do it. I don't know. That's my assumption. I'm sure there's good small engine mechanics out there besides myself. But I decided, you know what, this is much better said to be used in a little project. So that's what we're going to be doing. Get off. There we go. Having said that, I did turn it over. It does have a spark, and I do not see a wire, so this has to be the only coil. It looks pretty nasty, but it's nice to keep those. Having said that, though, I don't want to scrap a perfectly good engine. So we're going to go about this thinking that probably is something wrong, and we are going to try to figure it out. This is a special tool for removing these clutches. If you don't have one, I highly suggest getting it. It is invaluable when dealing with rusty engines like this. Mailman came. Okay. Now, let's just take it off. Usually, they spin. When I checked the coil, it was spinning, but now it's not. It's peculiar. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different engine. No, that's definitely not spinning. Huh. I have a feeling that we just discovered... Actually, let's just look at the key. Let's walk this over. Yeah, it's okay. You see that little slot there? That's, encrusted in 30 years of rust. That's supposed to be there, and then the key is there. It looks pretty good and lined up, so I think we are dealing with a different problem. When thinking about it, I've actually thinking of a different engine. I do not remember actually spinning this one over. So this coil, like I said, probably isn't good. Or we just don't know if it's good or not. This is probably not going to be fun. Like this. Actually came off a lot easier. And I bet if we were to take the clutch, it went right back on. That's good. It's usually where you find bugs. Kind of. Whatever that thing is. And the key came with it, so that's good. Ugh. Let's take off the carburetor next. That is probably not going to prove to be good. But you never know. Maybe the carburetor's pristine. What I will say though is, I hope it's one of the older style. Oh my god, the filter's like glued on. That's found its respective home. I like to keep those. They will save you in a bind. It's not horrible. I mean, it needs to be cleaned. But not horrible. And we have a can't tell. I think it's a newer style, which is good and bad. It's good. Oh, it is. The older ones don't have a. Okay. Oh well, that's not the end of the world. Something that we're gonna have to do. In fact, let's get you a little closer. So we're gonna definitely have to take out all these little hex screws. So there's one on the arm. It's not the right size. Okay, new size. I sometimes wonder underneath here if that wasn't completely frozen, which you guessed it, it is. You know what? I don't know about this carb. Let's see if I'm gonna choke it. Oh. Look at that crap in there. Ooh, that's not generally what you want to see. Unless you're up for a disappointing challenge. At least we have these extra screws, so that's always good. And yeah, I don't even think I'm going to bother to try to save this carb. It's pretty nasty. So your battery is flashing, and I had opened this up to see what it was, and I looked over and I see it flashing, so I should get a new battery. So I go and get a new battery, and I leave this open with the garage door open, and I walk in, gone for maybe 30 seconds. And this is by far the most foul smelling fuel I've seen in a long time. This entire garage smells disgusting. I'm about to, in near freezing weather, mind you, turn a fan on so I don't have to deal with this. Ugh. Something I hope really doesn't cause too much of a heartache is this. I don't know if it, I mean, we obviously have to take it off. That's no question. But I don't know if it's going to be easy or hard. Considering everything on here, I'm assuming it's going to be hard. But I'll just find out. At least that was better than expected. Sometimes these have a set screw, but with it not spinning, it's going to be a little hard. Let's turn it around. Let's see. Set screw, set screw. Not seeing one so far. No, I think it's just pressed on there. So, yeah, who would have guessed that was not going to happen? Oh my god. I am going to turn you off and go to my local gas station and buy a lottery ticket. What? And the key came out? Wow. I'm thoroughly shocked and stoked at the same time. Okay, well, just take off the tank. So that's gonna be a 5/16 screw right there, I think. Yeah. 5/16. And technically the only thing holding this tank on is the carburetor. Unless we missed a screw somewhere. Oh, we did. Oh, that isn't gonna make this any easier. Right here. You're missing another one? Carburetor been on it for so long, it just became one. Oh, that's disgusting. You know what? I don't care. Get off there. Look at that. You know, I was kind of hoping this could be saved, but I've saved a lot of rusty tanks before. This is just not going to go on that list. Let's see how well this wants to cooperate. Ow. Usually when they're running, these aren't too horrible because they never really get too bad. Obviously this isn't running, and probably hasn't in a long time. Let's take this just completely off. I don't really see a purpose of saving that. This, however, though, this definitely has its purpose. Saving a spring. Always a good idea. So, let's go ahead and save that. rubber thing. Yeah. What? Okay. So this is definitely the newer style because the screws, you know, accessible by human fingers. But the older one, I have a motor that I need the older one for. But oh well. Maybe that'll just be modified. Oh. Look at that corrosion. Look at that jet. That's all bad. Yeah. Oh, that's just gonna go straight in the trash. Next, let us take off the exhaust. These can sometimes be a little tricky. Sometimes they are pretty cooperative, and sometimes they're just completely bad, like just nasty. There we go. I don't really care about the muffler at all. I just want to take this little I don't know, washer, nut, retaining nut, because that's seen better days. I just want this. I guess it does have a little bit of character to it. And I'll save it one night. Okay. I think we have officially gotten to the point where we're going to have to take off the head. Flatheads are simple, but let's just see what we have inside here. Unlike overhead valve engines, because there's so many head bolts, you don't really run into like blown head gaskets or anything like that. I mean, you do, don't get me wrong, but not nearly as often. I guess it could be worse. Look at that. You know, I don't think any amount of oil is going to be helping out that one. No. I'll be lucky if I can even take that out. So you see that? I just checked the oil and the entire crankcase was full of that. So that is water, and also there was a thin layer of water on top of it. So that started to explain the problem that this engine is having. I'm not an engineer, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to put water in a crankcase. Let's move forward. Something tells me there's going to be a whole lot of nasty in here. Are you serious? Those are different size. Weird. This is 7/16. Oh, yes it is. Oh, okay. Well, that was actually quite easy. For that bit, at least. Usually, that doesn't come off as smoothly. But don't worry, it made up for it in this part. Boo! It has a plastic can. What is that? That's just trash. And it just smells horrible in there. Like, just bad. So, I legitimately got a glove because I don't want to touch this. It smells that bad. I'm starting to wonder if that's even going to come out. Something tells me this is weather seized. In the previous video I explained that if you have a weather seizing problem, you generally can get it running again. There's no guarantee, but not too often so bad where they can't come back. I think this might be the time when that is not the case. I don't even want to touch the wrench with my glove now. Okay. And of course, this is not going to be the best of angles. Socket. Okay, let's see. Of course. No, it's too big. Looks like we're at that moment in time where we're gonna have to do a little bit of tough love. Did it move? I think it moved. I'm pretty sure it moved. No. Of course, it's just gonna be super difficult. Are you serious? Let's take that out of there. And take out the other one. If it wasn't stuck. Okay, bar. That's a little longer. Finally moving up. What a horrible design. Let's see if I could find a... No. More of that. Except that's not what I wanted. Ow, man. Puts a strength in that one. Plastic cam gear really kind of irritates me. Oh no, it fell on the groove. Oh, that came off easy. Usually the cam gear is not the most cooperative. I want to take this out and push the piston all the way through, but rod is kind of making it difficult. What are the chances that this is going to be able to go back up? I don't think there's much of any chance. We better with this. Oh man, after a whole lot of persuasion, finally got it out. Well, kind of. There we go. Yeah, that's a tad bit rather weather seized in there. I ended up having to take a wire wheel and wire wheel all the corrosion and crap off of it. And it still doesn't want to come out all the way. I think everything about this is going to be difficult. There we are. Let's just put that down. Hopefully the oil doesn't leak out. Finally got our prize. And let's see about this tap it. Oh, there we go. So I'm gonna put the good parts away, and we will go ahead and probably put this side back on, barely, and then probably take out the valves. Now the fun part, valves. These can be a tad cumbersome, especially since knowing the condition of the engine already. I do have a spring tool for this, but I don't think I'll be using it. Well, that one's not free. That one is definitely stuck. I think it's stuck open too, so. Telling you, the hammer is going to be the most valuable tool in this whole engine. There we go. Maybe not. Well, I'll work on the easy one first then. The problem is I can't see where the exit is for the valve. Or the valve spring holder. Fiddle with that. So, got one of them out. Well done. Just need to take it out now. There we go. Seen better days, but now we have to worry about this one. Oddly enough, I just nudged this one by accident and it just came right off. Let's at least take the keeper out. Gonna soak a little bit of oil on the valve guide in here. That will help us out a little bit. Getting some movement. Definitely got some movement. I'm afraid I'm gonna break my screwdriver. Okay, so that's just not coming out. I'm not going to break any of my tools to get a valve out. That's just not in the cards today. I'm able to get it moved a little bit. Maybe if I spent like an hour on it I can do something, but that's just the time that I just don't want to spend on it. But, so this is how you tear down a 5 horsepower, extremely rusty Briggs and Stratton. And some of the pitfalls that you find yourself in there. But, you know, this isn't too informative, but, you know, it might be something interesting to watch. If you like what you see, keep on watching. I will see everyone later. Definitely subscribe. Put a thumbs up if you liked it. That helps me a lot. If you have any suggestions on the stuck valve that doesn't require, you know, brute force breaking and cutting everything off, let me know. Maybe I'll give it a try. Have a good night.